here at Stemcellvet in Somerset. And today's live, we're going to be talking about travelling with your arthritic pet and how much exercise is the right amount for your pet. Lots of us are thinking about going on holiday next week. One of the nice things about travelling in the UK is that we can take our pets with us. So we thought that there's lots of questions circulating in the group about that at the moment. So pets getting in and out of the car. There's these ramps available for arthritic pets. So Stuart, could you just explain a little bit about why we would want to use this rather than have our dogs jumping in and out?
Yeah, I mean, these ramps are very easy to travel with. They're collapsible, so this one folds in two, and it's also very light, very light. And what this does is it's a smooth walk up and down into the car rather than jumping up and trying to pull up with the front legs and jumping off or pushing up from the back legs, which can be very difficult for dogs with arthritis in the hips and knees. And then coming down out of the car, what we don't want, particularly with dogs who have arthritic elbows, and we sometimes see dogs and treat dogs with arthritic wrist joints and also finger joints, it's a lot of impact. And we don't want to trigger a joint flare, which is when the joints are doing pretty well on exercise and sometimes supplements that we give and sometimes treatments after we've given, and then you have this sort of huge impact where the dog's dropping down onto the elbows, wrists or fingers. So just a nice smooth walk out of the car. A couple of other things to say about car boots is just to have really nice padding. We've got like a foam pad in here. Blankets are great, even pillows are great. Just because on long journeys the car's moving up and down, we just don't want the bony parts of the joints rubbing up and down against the hard surface of the boot.
It is quite hard.
It is quite hard. The other thing is just to say, it's kind of an obvious thing, but some boots have a lip, and that makes it much harder for dogs to get in and out. Of course, if you're using a ramp, that's not such a concern. Yeah, so that's that on the ramp.
Okay,
yeah.
Brilliant. And anything else we need to know about while travelling?
So, I mean, the obvious things travelling long distances, make sure you stop at regular intervals for toilet breaks and for water. Try not to feed too much. Some dogs do get travel sick, and they can be uncomfortable in their tummies. And it's okay for dogs to go for a few hours without eating, and then they can eat when you arrive. The other things, obviously, is not to have is to keep windows open, or make sure or if you have air conditioning, so the dogs don't overheat. So those obvious things that we all know. These things are great. I mean, I would say if the dogs are not travelling in the boot, and if you don't have a sort of enclosed boot where you can have a wire mesh partition or guard, yeah, thank you. Then these are great. So these are harnesses. This is for a tiny dog. These are harnesses that goes into the seat belt clip. And then what this means is when you stop and start, the dog's not being pulled around, and it particularly prevents dogs from falling into the seat well. Seat well? Is that what it's called? Footwell.
Yeah.
Footwell of the seat. Which is just likely to cause a lot of impact on the joints, and the dog's stuck down there. So these are great.
And not safe.
And it's not safe as well, and particularly if you were to be in an accident or to have to brake suddenly, dogs can go flying. And we have seen that. So these are great, okay, and simple to use and very comfortable for the dogs. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And the other thing you can get is these footwell guards as well, sort of netting, so the dogs can't fall into the footwell. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So just keeping them really comfy and really safe.
Yeah.
All at the same time. So when people are going to go away next week, it's going to be really tempting to walk our dogs when we go to, beautiful English countryside. So how do we know what the right amount of exercise is for our pets?
It's hard. You need to use your common sense. If you have a dog with arthritis, if we've seen you here, obviously we will give you recommendations, because every dog's different. The intention with all of the dogs that we treat here is that they return to pain-free and fully mobile life. Okay, so we're trying to get the dogs exercising, we're trying to get the dogs back to a normal life, because that's what they love, running around, playing, chasing balls and so on. It's hard for me to comment on specifically on individual dogs, but I would say that that if you know your dog's going to be sore after exercise, then go easy, moderate exercise, and then short time off the lead, but most of the time on the lead can be helpful, just so you can restrict exercise. The long leads, the retractable leads are great for that. And obviously, if you've overdone it one day and the dogs are very stiff in the morning the following day, then just go easy the next day. Where dogs are struggling, so if you're having an arthritic problem with your dog, you haven't been able to come to see us, or your own vet has given you some advice, then we would say 10 to 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day would be the maximum kind of exercise you would want to do. We for the dogs that we treat here, we have them doing a lot more than that. But unless we've seen you, just try and restrict exercise a little bit and use your common sense. Yeah.
So this is a hot topic in the group at the moment. Lots of people having the Librela injection, saying their dogs are running around like puppies,
right,
because the Librela is obviously not letting that signal of pain get through. So those people that have just started Librela and their dogs are running around like puppies, and now they're noticing swelling in the joints, things like that. How is that different from the stem cell treatment that we offer, that we don't see swelling in the joints after? Or
well, Librela, I think we did a
so this is
Librela last week, which I think you can still watch. On there,
still on there.
The group. So Librela is reduces pain and reduces the pain signals that come from the joints up the spinal cord to the brain, but it doesn't treat, doesn't specifically, or the majority of its action is not to specifically treat the source of the pain, which is to help with the inflammation and so on in the joint. So if the dogs are feeling a bit better and they want to do more exercise and have more impact on the joints, you can get joint flare, joint swelling, and so on. So you have to still be very mindful of the amount of exercise that your dog's getting if they're on Librela. It's not like suddenly everything's perfect and we're free to go and do what we want. With the treatments that we give, we're giving joint fluid replacement, we're giving platelet-rich plasma, we're giving stem cell treatments, and we're reducing inflammation in a very targeted way at the level of the joint. So it is something different, and then we have a very careful program individualized to each dog for how they return to normal exercise and beyond what they were previously doing when they came to see us. So they are two very different things, and just be careful if you're using Librela, because yes, it masks pain, or one of the influences of pain, but be careful how much exercise they're doing.
Yeah, really good point, and that's a really hot topic in the group at the moment, so thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, as always, any comments, pop them below. We're going to put some links up to our ebook and our website, so take a look at those if you've got any other questions as well. And thanks for watching.
Yeah,
Great,
thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to turn it off?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks,
How do I do
Stuart.
that? How do I do that? There we go. I can't. I'm trying to do that.
Can you not see it?
No.
We're out in the sunshine, so we can't see the screen.
There we go.
Does that help?